YouTube, we got mad kills detective after sneaking a gun into the interrogation room. One like, comment, subscribe, interrogation room.
My understanding on the office.
Yeah, I feel like you had some like a cigarette and we had talked to my girl for 1 second.
Why does that investigator look like he's straight just went from home to work?
This is the moment a
Ooh.
handcuffed man in custody caught 2 DEA agents off guard.
Ooh.
Was he our guy?
Right there. That's our guy.
Stupid mother.
Damn.
What'd you do that?
What officers didn't realize was that he had warned them about this
Will go down in the streets. Will not go back to prison.
exact moment
Can't even
years
stand right.
earlier. And just hours before this, they'd made a critical mistake that made it all possible.
5 hours before the shooting.
In the early hours of May 16th, a Callaway County father heard what sounded like a gunshot outside his family's home. Concerned, he stepped out to investigate only to find a vehicle blocking his driveway, with
Oh,
a
shit.
fully loaded assault rifle clearly visible in the back seat. Afraid that someone dangerous might still be nearby, he immediately called the police.
Bro,
An officer was
I would have called the police, but I would have booked my shit right here. I would have started dipping from the back.
quickly dispatched, unaware that this call would soon lead them to one of the county's most wanted fugitives whose deadly revenge plan
shit.
would cost an officer his life.
RP.
Got here.
Well, first of all, we got a plate that doesn't belong on this vehicle.
Well, there's a machine gun or something.
AK-47 or whatever, fully loaded magazine.
Damn.
Hey, Chief. Well, he said the neighbor lives here. She left. She came over and said
I
something
would've
to
get the
them.
gun.
Doesn't know whose vehicle it is.
Let
It's
him
got
get the
this
gun.
rifle in the back.
Yeah.
The
Rifle.
plate doesn't come back to this vehicle. I see a needle cap up here in the floorboard. Yep.
Officers
Damn.
found the car unlocked with an assault rifle clearly visible in the back seat and a needle cap on the floorboard, suggesting possible drug use.
For sure.
The plates were fake, but when deputies ran the vehicle's
Stolen car.
identification number, it revealed something far worse. The car belonged to a notorious criminal, one
Oh shit.
whom the DEA had been chasing for months.
Gary Rowland.
Gary Rowland, a 30-year-old parolee with multiple outstanding warrants, who had been quoted saying, "I'm never going back to prison alive." Knowing that
shit.
Gary was likely in the neighborhood, officers narrowed down their search, and through
What's the angle
CCTV
on that?
and witness reports, they were quickly able to locate him in an apartment complex nearby. They moved in
Why would he leave
and
his
made
car
the
there?
arrest without incident. Before Gary was transported to jail, however, he surprised deputies by offering critical information about local narcotics and firearms trafficking in exchange for a reduced sentence. So instead of going to jail,
Oh, he
they
went to
took
the-
him to the police station for questioning,
interrogate.
unaware that this decision would lead to the murder of one of their colleagues just hours later.
Damn.
This is Gary, and he's just been brought into the interrogation room. But the
And
officers
he has a gun on
don't
him.
realize at this moment is that due to an incomplete search, he's managed to sneak in a knife and a loaded pistol, both
What?
hidden in his waistband. This is Jody Cash and his colleague, Donald Bowman, both members of a DEA task force. Worth knowing is that Detective Jody actually has history with Gary. Back in
Oh no way.
2017, Jody managed to arrest him on drug and firearms charges.
Oh yeah, he's already pissed. Oh yep.
Offenses that sent him to prison for years.
Ooh.
What neither Cash nor Bowman knows is that Gary is armed, and one of them won't make it out alive.
RP.
My understanding on the office.
Yeah, I feel like you had some like a cigarette and we had talked to my girl for 1 second. I'll figure out whatever you want.
I don't know about your girl, but I can definitely help you with some drink. I don't smoke, but I can smoke around the cigarette.
Naturally, officers wanted to hear everything Gary had to say, so they let him take a smoke break. But this would turn out to be a
No way.
mistake. Gary is then escorted outside of the building for his cigarette break. When they return to the room, surveillance footage shows that Gary has pulled his right pant leg up to just below the knee, making the weapon much easier to reach.
I don't
Then,
get what he's doing.
Gary asks for one more favor, one that would cost a deputy his life.
Give me the shows. So if you're not gonna call him, you know, you ain't gonna do much for us. So right now, I guarantee if I call Lexington, they probably gotta have that information. He ain't no stranger. You know. So realistically, we're looking at we really go with that.
Damn. I was facing 10 to 20 years.
Cigarette.
When they talk to the other things too, man, I don't mind helping you out, but you can't do this all day.
Okay. Bring me two cigarettes, one hand and one in the other. I got that one coming for you there. That's all
I was
right.
like 10 to 20
I got
years.
you.
You know, smoking the about it?
Yeah.
Believing they're on the verge of obtaining crucial information, deputies Cash and Bowman grant Gary's request again. They follow him outside, but this time, they
Again?
won't be coming back.
Why?
Gary is standing in front of the building, with Deputy Bowman to the left and Deputy Jody Cash to the right. A colleague can be seen arriving for his shift, walking into the building, completely unaware of the tragedy that was just seconds away. And as soon as he makes it inside,
Oh, shit. Wow.
the tragedy that was just seconds away.
That's crazy.
And as soon as he makes it inside,
Damn. That's wild. What the fuck? It's still up? Damn, that's wild. Damn.
Nick, someone didn't search him.
Wow.
It was in his waistband.
Why didn't y'all search him either?
I hope it hurts. Hell yeah. No, go over there to Jody. Stay alive, go to Jody. Go to Jody first. Go to Jody first. You need to go be with Bowman because Jody's not doing good, man. Somebody needs to be with Bowman. Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, go sit somewhere else, Brian. He's done for it. I guess we didn't search him enough. He had a gun on his waistband.
Fuck.
Stupid motherfucker.
44-year-old Jody Cash was transported to the hospital in critical condition, but tragically, he succumbed
RIP.
to his wounds shortly after and was pronounced dead. He had served in law enforcement for 22 years and has
Damn,
spent
22 years?
the last 2 on a special DEA task force.
Damn,
In the following
last 2.
weeks, an investigation was
That
launched to
sucks.
determine how a convicted felon managed to smuggle a gun into the sheriff's office and kill a police officer. Based on the evidence gathered, investigators concluded that that day, no one searched Gary thoroughly enough.
What?
In response, Deputy
That's a lawsuit.
Jody Cash's wife, Karen Cash, and Deputy Donald Bowman filed a lawsuit against
Yup.
law enforcement. The suit sought wrongful death damages for Cash's estate and emotional
Yup.
trauma compensation for Bowman, who developed PTSD and could no longer work in law enforcement.
Damn.
A settlement was reached in September 2023. As for Gary Rowland, he was shot 12
Damn, 72 times.
times and eventually died at the scene of the shootout.
Holy
When his
shit.
gun was recovered, investigators found a jammed casing, meaning that Gary's weapon malfunctioned.
Oh,
A
shit,
lucky
he
break
died.
that prevented any more officers from losing their lives.
Damn, they did get lucky with that. Con don't like, comment, subscribe, grind, and create your own meal.
Bye. Have a great time.